As we wrap up Women's History Month, we are still celebrating the tremendous impact women have made across our nation. And tonight, we introduce you to the first Black female pilot in the United States Navy, a woman who has spent countless hours in the skies and paving the way for our youth in the aviation industry. Brenda Robinson, the director of aviation camps of the Carolinas, is with me now. Brenda, welcome to BNC. We are so glad to have you.
Thank you, Brittany. Appreciate it.
So, Brenda, well, first off, Brenda, you have an impeccable resume, unmatched. First Black woman to earn your wings of gold as a naval aviator. Second woman in history to carry qualified landing a plane on the USS America. A number of accolades. And Brenda, we truly salute you tonight. You are representing for all of the ladies. What's your career been like for you being a woman of a number of firsts?
Well, it's delightful that you could go to school, study something that you really enjoy, which for me was aviation, and then be able to, the word I was looking for was allowed, be able to actually do something in the profession that you studied. So aeronautics was the degree that I got. I was able to go into the Navy and become a Navy pilot, but believe it or not, or maybe it's not unbelievable, that the door was not open to women or even minorities to go into naval aviation. The law had to be changed. We had to take folks away from denial that it was a problem to anger that this is not fair, this is not right, to finally that they would actually make this available and happen. So the wheels of progress move very slowly, and I'm not saying that all of those things happen in 1 year. Those things don't happen for 50 years. Yeah, like it took 20 years for anyone to even know that I got my wings in 1980. So I'm proud of what I achieved. I'm just happy that I was able to move forward in a career that I loved. I already knew at 9 years old that this was the career that I loved. And I wanted to pursue that. And it was extraordinary that I was allowed and able to actually do that.
I love that. You say able, and that's the magic word there for sure, because we're still making a number of firsts, right? So, you know, talk about a little bit about, you mentioned when you were 9 years old, where did your love for flying begin? And how are we as Black women now represented in the aviation industry?
Yeah, at 9 years old, as a matter of fact, my father was interviewed one time and asked him, where did I get this aviation desire? Since there's no one in our family, my father wasn't in aviation at all, no relatives in aviation, but yet, that was my interest. So when they asked him, where did I get it from? He just looked at him and says, I have no idea. It just grew out of her that's what she wanted to do. And then when I was 9 years old, I looked into aviation. Women weren't flying, as far as I knew. And so it wasn't like, oh, darn, I can't be a pilot. It was like, no question about it. I wasn't going to be a pilot. Let me see what I could do and get into airplanes, So, of course, being a flight attendant was probably the only way that I was going to do that. But because I had the opportunity to visit an airport and go into the air traffic control tower, which is why I have the camp. I went into the tower, I looked around, and it took me less than a minute to decide, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Just tell me which way I need to go in order to train for that, because I never even knew that this existed. And that's how I got started in it. Now, other women, as time goes by, and you see that there are women in aviation, women can step from wherever they are into just private pilots, learning how to fly the airplane as a private pilot, which is where everybody starts. So it's just wonderful that it is not a question or are you sure you want to get into an airplane and fly it? If a young woman wants to go into aviation, she'll go and get her private pilot's license, and it's no longer a question. Are you sure? It's like, what do I need to do in order to get to that point? So I'm very happy to see that.
We are so happy that you're able to do that as well. Were there any challenges that you faced, and any last message you would send to folks who or other women who are hoping to come behind you and do just what you did?
Well, of course, one foot in front of the other, but I felt as though worrying about the folks that were maybe I don't know what word I can use for that, that were disturbed, that you were there is just a distraction. So what you have to do is just really concentrate on the job that you're trying to do, because quite frankly, that's enough work right there by itself. You don't really need to deal with pampering other folks and making them feel better about your being there. Your job is to study and learn as much as you can, and it is doable. I had a chat with someone just recently. Yes, it's a lot of work, but it is so doable. All you have to do is keep moving forward,
Mhm.
and you can be successful in it, aviation or anything else that you choose to go into.
Well, Brenda, we want to thank you for giving so much inspiration to our young girls coming up behind you. And also, my mom is your namesake, so shouts out to Brenda. I know she's watching.
Yeah,
You guys are all, or
that's
you
good.
ladies are rock stars. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Yeah, thank you.